I want to talk about planning. Planning. Some people aren't really all that interested in creating a plan, and they don't really fully value the purpose of a plan. And I'm gonna break it down to you why you need a plan and how important it is if you want to be successful in your business. Let's go ahead and start. All right, so what I did was I broke the word down into an acronym, and this is what I created. I came up with this. Now, the N word, we use the N so negatively. Well, I do. And I was like, wow, I can't think of any positive N words for planning. And I looked up ChatGPT, and ChatGPT actually helped me come up with the N one. I was like, wow, now why couldn't I think of that? Anyway, you probably can, maybe you can guess it. Maybe you can guess it by the end of this video or by the time I get to it. Now, P, that's an easy one. The first one I came up with was prosperous, but I decided to go with purpose because the whole purpose of a plan is that we need navigation, we need direction. And when we know why, purpose is the why. Why are we doing this in the first place? And the way I define that, the why, it should always, if I was to overgeneralize it, I would say it's to be process. It is to become prosperous. I'm just gonna say the whole purpose of your plan is to become. And I know that this is vague. This is just a vague. But I think that this is a good starting point. Oh my goodness, why am I writing like this? Prosperous. All right, so prosperous. Maybe I spelled it right. Who knows? You want to prosper in everything that you do, even if you don't. This is the whole point. All right, so we got that down. Now, what does the L represent? What is that for? I came up with leverage. The whole point of having a plan is so that you can have leverage mentally in your mind. You have a structured layout of your strength and your weakness and how you're going to attack this market and compete with your competitors. Yes, you need leverage, and your leverage provides strength. That's your strength. That's your arguing point, your talking points, your pitch, your service, your value, what you bring to the market. And the thing about leverage is it's the idea, it's the ooey and the aha moments that you have while you it's the fun. To me, it's the fun part of the plan. It's the fun part of the plan. And it's the definition of what you got going on, what makes you so good, what makes your product so good, why you're so excited about this endeavor in the first place. That's your leverage. Now, the next step is, I'm gonna go ahead and make this a different color, is action. The A stands for action. Now, this is the part where I feel like a lot of people mess up. Instead of planning, they jump right into action, and they didn't even sit down and have a conversation with themselves. They decided to scroll on and do everything else besides sit down and figure out what their purpose is. Why do they want to be prosperous? What do you want to be prosperous about? What is your mission? And then leverage that. Figure out what do we already have that we can take advantage of right now and put it into action, the next step. Then you go into action. And now this is also a hard step for those who love that leverage part. They love to focus on that part of the plan, and then they get the stuff. This is where planning turns into playing around, and you're not doing anything about it. You got all these great ideas, you're talking to people about it, you're networking, but you're not putting anything into action. This is how you build momentum. This is the part. And see, some people, they will build up momentum and wonder why it's not working. And it's because they missed this part. They didn't do this part. They did some of this, but they didn't really sit down and do this. They definitely didn't do that because that was just too, I already, whatever. They just jumped right into this. And they didn't realize that this is literally the most important part. This is where all businesses who fail right here. And that's nurture. You need to nurture. This is what ChatGPT helped me come up with. And I was like, why can't I think of? Because we don't use that word. How often do you use the word nurture? I just did a video on how important you need to watch what you say. You need to do an audit on your word usage. How many words do you repeat unnecessarily that you didn't even say? How many thought patterns that are just a waste of what? Why are you doing this every day? That's adding up to thousands of waste of energy. Nurture. We need to. This is gonna actually offer sustainable, or we could look at it like this: sustainable growth. This is literally the goal. This is what every business wants. They want to be sustainable. They want to grow sustainably. And that's what you want to build up to. When you just have everything up in your thought and your mind, and it does seem tough at first, but when you start to build up your momentum and really see things falling into place, that's why I kind of highlighted this and like this as yellow, because this is where you are really going to thrive. When you put your plan into action and you start to see the pieces starting to move, and that's great. And a lot of people get the big head and they get happy too fast, right? Some people, they get too happy up here. This is where they want to be happy at, and that's why they don't never put their plan in action, because they're so excited about their idea, but they're not excited to do anything about it, right? And this part up here, people just don't even think about. It's like they think about it and like, yeah. Even after me telling you this, you're probably gonna just be, oh, purpose. You're probably gonna hijack this prosperity. Oh, my purpose is to be prosperous. No, that's a boilerplate. That's just something that you supposed to fill in. What is your real original purpose? Like my original purpose, I can't tell you. That's a secret. I can't even tell you what my original, but I know what it is. And that's why I do what I do. Not because I love I like computer programming, I like this, that, and the third, but that really isn't the real reason why I do what I do. I can't tell you that. That's my secret. Now, leverage, and that should be your secret too. Leverage, strength, action, build momentum, nurture, sustainable growth. Guys, I gave you the sauce. Take this, use it in your life coaching classes, whatever you want to do. You can do that, but do give me some kind of credit. Subscribe, all that funky stuff y'all love to do. But until next time, I'm out.